Did we honestly need it? Probably not. What's up, everybody? Toxin here, your friendly neighborhood center. You should know what to do. Hit that little subscribe button, hit that little bell to let you know every time I upload so you can keep up to date with me, guys. Let's get into this. So as I've previously stated in other videos, I don't necessarily like sequels. I don't honestly agree that a lot of movies really don't need sequels. I know a lot of the horror genre is built on franchises, so you know, sequel, prequels, whatever the fuck. I get it. Like, horror is like notorious for that, but it's one of those movies. I don't even remember anything about The Nun, and I felt like the writers and directors knew that not a lot of people would know what happened with The Nuns because it was unmemorable for one, and it was a little while back. So I felt like this first half was just a refresher. Speaking, of course, of Valek's back at it, The Nun 2. Let's get into it.
And that thing. Back to hell.
Gave away a little bit too much in my intro, but yeah, guys, The Nun 2. So basically, we were catching up on what happened to Frenchie. Last we saw, Valek took over his body, sent the snake down his throat. He was the Marquis of Snakes, I believe that's one of his nicknames. And now he's a handyman at an orphanage. And the sister is now, I guess, at another convent, and she's just living life. She still has like nightmares here and there. But once again, their paths have to cross because she's the only one that's familiar with it. So the church yet again asked her to go out there and battle this thing and figure out what it wants. One thing I did like about it, again, guys, like I said, the first half, it's really, really slow pace, and I felt like it was just a refresher, just to remind us of what Valek was, how it got into Frenchie's body, how the sister battled it, and her and the sister's powers. So it was just a refresher, introducing some new characters, like a sidekick. The sister gets a sidekick with her, like a troubled person who's in the convent as well, seeking God in her own way, and she's just trying to find her own path, not knowing joining her on this path is what it would lead to. Not a lot of visual, nothing really stuck out to me. It relied heavily on jump scares. The one coolest visual effect that I saw was when there is a random magazine stand out in the alley, and all the magazines flip through the pages, revealing what looks to be the shape of a nun, and the lights go out and she appears. It would have been really cool if that stayed hidden, but as trailers do, which is one of the reasons I hate watching trailers, but sometimes they get me. TikTok, Instagram, whatever, they'll be popping up at random. That I wish they would have just not, and let that be a surprise for us. One thing I do like is that I love history, on ancient artifacts or relics from the Bible. I love when they introduce those and give you a little history on it. So the Spear of Destiny, the Holy Grail, the Ten Commandments tablets, and other holy things from the book. And this is one of the things I personally never heard of this relic, but it's the eyes of a saint. I forget, it's some saint something, where she was killed by pagans, and she was burned at the stake, but she refused to burn, so they gouged out her eyes. Spoiler alert, guys. It's been out long enough. I think a lot of people probably have already seen it, but spoiler that it turns out the sister is actually related to the saint, long line of descendant. This is one of the reasons why she can see what she sees. She has her visions and all that. So, big shocker. I say the second half was better, but it really wasn't. It was really cliche. It picked up pace. It was very filled with action, but other than that, it really didn't stick out too much in my mind. Like I said, cliche. There was a part where they are battling Valek. Valek consumes the eyes. So in my mind, he wants to consume it because he wants his angelic powers back. all angels are fallen, all demons are fallen angels at one point. So they still have power, but they don't have the all divine power, whatever. So he wants these eyes to restore his angelic powers. When he consumes them, in my mind, that means he's indestructible. But for some reason, they defeat it somewhat, I guess. But they're screaming their heads off. Chaos is going, wines everywhere, and it's like in the midst of screaming, they just silence and they look at each other. Let's pray. I don't know. It was just dumb. I found it very comedic. My girlfriend actually ended up falling asleep through it because it was so boring. Introducing like what other in the Conjuring universe films have done where they actually show a demon. It's actually like a goat man on all fours. I thought it looked pretty dope, and it like the legend is like it's the goat from the stained glass window. If you take your eyes off the devil, then the devil comes to get you. So that's like their representation of what the devil looks like. But I thought other than that, I don't know, it wasn't really memorable, guys. I'm not gonna really rate this one just because I don't really care for it. But I always recommend anything, even if I shit on it. Go check it out, guys. The Nun 2. Let me know what you thought about this video. Let me know what you thought about the film when you go check it out. And share my videos, guys. Please like and subscribe again. Again, I am Toxin. Like I always say, if you're not sinning, you're not having fun. Beware the moon, guys.